everybody. Kind of just getting wrapped up here on our second day. Our friends came. They got their motorhome parked over there. What'd you find?
I found a rock with a hole all the way through it. And crystals inside there.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Wonder what they call that kind of rock.
Hole in the rock.
Hole in the rock? We had neighbors, but they pulled out just a minute ago. I'm going to go on the other side of I-17 on Schnebly Hill Road and just check out and see what kind of camping's available over that way. Here we go. Well, I hope you folks enjoy these ride-along videos as much as I do enjoy making them. I like to take folks and show them what kind of camping areas are available, because you can't always get to these places in your motorhome, and this really, I think, helps. So hope you enjoy this. I enjoy just riding along and taking a look and finding new spots this way. Especially, even though I've been in a place like this before, I'm always finding places that I didn't know existed when I get out in the quad and kind of explore a little bit. Now this trail over here changes from Schnebly Hill Road to, I think it's Forest Road 226 as you get on the east side of the highway here. There are a few little places right off here that you can pull off. If you're just looking for a quick overnight stay, this is a great spot right here. Pull off the road and there's a little area right in the trees there. Especially in the summertime, you want someplace where it's kind of cool. But if you want a little bit quieter, a little more room to kind of spread out a little bit, and maybe you've got some company with you, there are some really nice places on the left and right. So I'll show you them as we go along. As you're driving along, it's real easy to spot if you're not going real fast, and on the quad especially, because I can see the roads that turn off like this. See, this is a road I wouldn't dare take this in the motorhome because I'd be afraid to get back here and get stuck, but it's really not bad. I mean, take a look at this. Look, got a fire ring here, got a couple of them. It's a little bumpy as you get farther back, but like I always say, just take your time. If you get back here in a motorhome or a trailer or a van and you're not too sure about it, just go in easy and take your time, and you'll find there's surely a spot or two where you can kind of go around some of these obstacles without having to go into the big dips and go over the big rocks and stuff. So I just kind of take your time. But once you get back in some of these places and get off the road a little bit, it really does open into a nice area. And the farther back you get from the freeway, the quieter it will be, because you still do have a little bit of the freeway noise. But this is all dispersed camping, and sometimes I have people ask me, well, what does that mean if they're not familiar with the national forest and the forest areas up here. There's boondocking, which is usually like BLM boondocking. Then you have dispersed camping, which is boondocking as well, but on the national forest lands. And a lot of the national forests in Arizona, as well as other states, have dispersed camp areas. And I highly recommend going online looking for the Coconino National Forest Motor Vehicle Use Map, because the use map will show you where a lot of these dispersed areas are. But again, if you have another vehicle to travel around in, it really does help, because then you can kind of see what you're getting into. All right, well, I'm about probably a half a mile from the I-17 on the east side of I-17 on Schnebly Hill Road. But you can kind of see what the dispersed camping, this is all dispersed camping here. And it's not, there's a few spots there I drove off that were okay. This one's okay too. It's getting off the main dirt road. There are some bumps and things, but if you don't mind a few bumps, maybe going over some rough little spots, but go slow, this would be a nice spot up here. You could park up here in a van or a motorhome, a trailer. Just take it easy getting off the road, you know, because you do have a few places where it gets rough. And there were some spots where I saw some deep ruts, and that's happens when it rains up here, and people go through those and make them deeper and deeper every time they run through those. But this isn't too bad. Like right over there, you could easily park right over there, straight ahead, and just back in there. And then when you're ready to go, just go right out here on the Forest Road, Schnebly Hill Road. Only I don't think this is called Schnebly Hill now. I think it has a different name. This road, if you keep on this road, there's another trail that goes around and comes in the back way of Munds Park. But I believe this road also, there's another trail on this road that if you keep on this road, it goes all the way over to Lake Mary Road. And Lake Mary Road is probably about 10-12 miles east of where I am right here. They all kind of connect. But yeah, these roads do connect, and you can go through. It's not an easy road. It's not something you want to take your car on, that's for sure. Fun. Beautiful day. This is the little road coming back into our camp area. And I'll, at the end of this, watch at the end, and I'll show you on a map. I'll kind of zoom in and show you these areas that I'm driving around in here. Because unless you're familiar with this area, it's probably like, I don't know where he's at. It got down to about 38 last night, roughly. But it's going to get colder. I saw some posts. Somebody was asking about how cold it was. And I looked at the weather forecast for the week ahead, and it's going to get colder in the next week or two. Where the nighttime temperatures here will probably fall into the low 30s, high 20s. So it's that time of year. It'll start cooling off and getting really chilly at night. And the highs might be in the 50s. Low 50s, high 40s. Where are you going, Patch? Patch, get over here. Somebody's shooting. Yeah, get over here. You know better. But there's more camping places down, more campsites down this little trail here. I found the number. I'll put it on the video so you can see what number this is. But it's not like a real major trail. Just comes off of Schnebly Hill right there, then comes back this way. You've got this first area right here where you can camp, big area. And then there's a little trail that, well, I think I took it in on the quad. I'll have to show it. But it goes back behind here and goes through there and then connects up to Schnebly Hill Road. But it's just pretty. It's right 69 right now, 68, and just really nice. Today's going to be a warm day. Pretty soon we got to pack up and head home, though. I wish we could stay up here a little while longer. I'll be sure to add some stuff and tell you at the end of this video. I'll tell you how to get here and find this place, Schnebly Hill Road. Also, some of the places that we have camped before are now closed up, and I'll make sure to mention where those places are. There's a tank area just up the road here that people used to boondock in and disperse camp, and it was really pretty little meadow, but it's all fenced off now. I like this area because it's close to Munds Park. If you need gas or supplies, you can just drive into Munds Park and get gas or ice. There's a little restaurant there. You can go in and have something to eat or sit down, and they might have live music, that kind of thing. There's also an RV park in Munds Park that has a dump station. So I do just like this area in general. I know there's another spot just up the road from Munds Park, a good area for dispersed camping called Willard Springs. And so I'll put these links up here for some of these other areas. Willard Springs, right behind Munds Park. I think I did a video on some dispersed camping on the backside of Munds Park. But this to me is the nicest area because you're on Schnebly Hill Road, and if you have an ATV, a Jeep, four-wheel drive, you can go down Schnebly Hill when the road's open and go all the way down to Sedona. what's going on over there. So it sounds like it's coming from off west, southwest. It's a nice drive to go to Sedona, but right now, this time of year in November, they start closing these roads off, especially November, December, because sometimes we get snowstorms that come in through here. So when we get snows, they close this road off. Nobody comes back here to clear the road. All right, well, safe travels, everybody. And wherever you're going this time of year, it's a beautiful place to get out and see the world. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the little bell on the side there. This is the time of year when we put mountain camping aside for a while and do some more desert camping. So you'll probably see us doing some more desert camping for the next 6 months. But we really like this place up here. It's just getting too cold. See ya. Back, I'm going to show you how to find some of these trails that I'm driving around on Schnebly Hill Road and the Forest Road 226, which is on the east side of I-17. Now, where we're camping at is just south of Munds Park along I-17. You'll look for Schnebly Hill Road. I did mention another place called Willard Springs, which is north of Munds Park, sort of right around this area here. But I'll put links for those and put them in the video so you can look for those as well. Willard Springs kind of goes around this little jaunt right here. It actually goes through one of these little spots and kind of it's up in this area. But Schnebly Hill is south of this little ravine that you see on the map. But I have to zoom in to get the road to show up. For some reason it doesn't show up yet. There we go. Now here's Schnebly Hill exit. And for some reason, it stops being called Schnebly Hill Road on the other side of the freeway. It turns to Road 226. And I did mention that in the video that if you can take that road or trail, this forest road here, you'll actually wind up over by Mormon Lake, which is kind of a little over this area, probably about another 10 miles east of here. But don't take a car back there. Please, please don't do that. It's not a kind of trail you want to get off in a car. If you have a pickup truck with four-wheel drive or Jeep or some vehicle that's capable of going off-road, you'll be fine. Just follow. Get yourself a forest map, though, before you start wandering off over there, because you can get lost over there, I tell you what. But Schnebly Hill Road on this side of the freeway has a lot, on the west side, has a lot of places to boondock or disperse camp, I should say. The area that says Camp 2 here is no longer available. That's bound down by this tank. There's a ranch here called Foxborough Ranch. You're going to go around this little ravine here, and there's more dispersed camping about 2.5, 3 miles back from the freeway. And we have friends that like to go back there because it's a lot quieter. But if you're not worried about the quiet, let's focus on what's close to the freeway. So I'll change to map. I kind of went back, probably about this far here. So the 226 goes back east of the freeway, and I'll show you where I started off. I started off here by, right in here, south of the ADOT Little Antelope Maintenance Yard. It's kind of where I started. The video went back this way. And if I zoom in, really, you can see right here, this is one of the areas that I pulled off and drove around a little bit. There's a huge area right here, just south of 226. And there's also some other places down here, campsites down here farther. But if you keep going down, sometimes what I like to do is get on Google Maps and zoom in and see if I find any trailers. Sometimes on Google Maps, if you look off into the woods, you'll see people parked over here. That's a sign that there's dispersed areas right there to camp. And right now I don't see any, but look, do you see this area right here? That's a dispersed camp area. So this is why it's good to get on maps and really look it over before you get out here. Because you can find some stuff on, that looks like somebody hiding in the trees there. I'm getting to where I can spot these people hiding in the trees, but that's right there. There's a trailer tucked in the trees. And there's another trailer. See that right there? So this area back here, you can actually go off to the north of 226 and there's some dispersed camping. Just be aware that the closer you are here to the freeway, the more noise you're going to have from the freeway. If you're just looking for a quick place to pull in for a night and stop in your RV, this is a really nice little area. Just pull off in here, get into the trees wherever there's some room and just park and sleep. And a lot of folks do that. I don't think it's going to help to zoom in anymore, Dave. Let me back out a little bit. There we go. But let's go to the other side of the freeway and south of this maintenance yard. There's some nice areas here along Schnebly Hill Road as you're going southwest on Schnebly Hill Road. There's some areas here off to the side. It does get rough back in here on the road. Keep going down the road. There's some areas off to the left and the right. Or I should say, yeah, the right and the left. Depending on which direction you're going. This is the area that we camped in right here, where it says all these little blue spots say camp 1, camp 1, camp 1. These are areas that we've camped in before, and I've marked them. Then this is that little trail that goes across, and you see the little trailers down here? That tells you there's people down there dispersed camping. You can actually get even farther down this road. There's some real nice places down here to disperse camp. The little road does start getting rough, though, when you get back in here, and then you get closer to the freeway, so I don't recommend that, especially if you don't want the noise. But if you want a little quieter, you can get over here. I don't think, look at this right here. There's actually a gate right here that's locked. I always wondered what this area was back here. See that big huge area? That's kind of weird. I don't know if they use that for grazing cattle and stuff, but that's possible. And this is actually a little mountain ridge right here, but there are some places that you can camp along this road coming south. This is the area that you used to be able to disperse camp in, but it's all closed off now. And I think I mentioned this on the last video. I don't know why. If anybody does know why they've closed this off, put it down in the comments below. I'd like to know if somebody has some information that maybe we don't have, and you can want to share that. It could be that they're trying to rejuvenate this area down here because there was a lot of travel and there's been a lot of rutting down here because of the rains. I mean, it got really, when we had some rains this last few months, it probably really got rutted. And what that means, and for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, is when it rains here in Arizona, we have certain kinds of soils, and the mountains up here have a certain soil type that turns into like silt. I don't know how, it's like mud, clay, silt. And when it rains, it just almost turns into like quicksand. And you get down in here and people drive through it repeatedly, and it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper on the ruts do. And then when it dries, it turns into this ditch. And then it has to take a couple seasons to fill back in and smooth out again. It's the weirdest thing, but I'm kind of used to it because I've lived around Arizona for so long and traveled around here. But that's pretty typical, I think, for places that have that kind of dirt areas like that. It's like a red clay, silt, strange iron that's in the soil, and it just turns into quicksand when it rains. Now, some areas you don't have that, depending on the soil types. There's this huge Foxborough Ranch over here. You can't stay in this area. That's all private. In fact, they're building little cabins down in here. And they're expensive little cabins. But if you look down here, see those? Yeah. I have no idea how much those are. Probably like 300, or probably more than that. Probably $500,000 to $1 million each, at least. Depending on how much property they sell with them. But it's a kind of an exclusive little cabin community. If you get farther back here on Schnebly Hill Road, you go through this little creek area right here, north of Foxborough Ranch, and once you get here, you can disperse camp. This is all kind of closed off. There is a little area up here where you can disperse camp north of this little ridge, but they don't want anybody down in here. So you can come around this little curve. And this is a beautiful spot up in here if you can make it up this hill, and it gets a little rough. But there are some really nice dispersed camp places all along the straightaway here until you get to about the curve here. And then let me show you one of the features of this area that is a big attraction, especially if you have a vehicle that can get back here, coming through that straightaway, and then you get to what's called Schnebly Hill Vista Overlook. And it is just absolutely beautiful. Look at those. And I do mean it looks just like that, especially if you hit it at the right time of day. And that's why you see people with their Jeeps and their dirt bikes get back here. And it's just an incredible view of Sedona down in there. That's Sedona. And of course the people come out with their racers and their ATVs. And the pink Jeep tours come all the way up to the top of the hill too. But look at that. I mean, that is exactly what you're going to see when you get to the overlook. It's beautiful. So if you ever get a chance to get out there, if you have a vehicle that can go there and stop there and take pictures, it is a great thing to do. A great camera opportunity right there. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, everybody. And don't forget, if you like this and found it useful, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day. Get out and enjoy the world. It's a beautiful place to see. Catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.